Learning English Podcast.
Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're really getting into building confidence.
Yeah.
Let's face it, that little voice, the one saying, can I actually do this? Well, that's pretty familiar territory for most of us.
Absolutely. And, self-doubt is such a common experience. But the really powerful thing we found in the material we looked at is that confidence isn't like magic.
Right.
It's a skill, something you can actually build up.
Exactly. So our goal here, our mission, is to pull out some really practical steps from this fascinating discussion we've been exploring. Things you can genuinely use to feel more sure of yourself.
Okay.
So let's start right there. Confidence. What is it, really? Because I think the picture many of us have, well, might be a bit off.
That's a great starting point because, there are definitely common ideas about confidence that don't quite hit the mark.
Like being super loud or perfect.
Exactly. Or, always having the answer, being the absolute best. The sources really challenge that idea.
Yeah, it feels less about being flawless or, commanding the room and more internal.
Precisely. The way it's described is that confidence is really about being comfortable in your own skin, trusting your abilities.
Regardless of what people think.
Yeah, regardless of external perceptions or outcomes. It's that kind of core belief, that sense of, okay, I can handle this.
That makes sense. Maybe think back for a second, listeners too, to a time you felt genuinely confident.
Okay.
Maybe speaking up or a job interview, trying something new that felt a bit scary. What was that underlying feeling?
That feeling.
Yeah.
That's the kernel, isn't it? That's self-trust, that I've got this sense. And the really good news, highlighted again and again, is that this isn't exclusive.
Right.
It's something anyone can cultivate, like daily.
Okay, so it's this internal trust we're building. How do we actually start? The material we reviewed goes straight into our inner chat self-talk. Feels fundamental.
Oh, absolutely fundamental.
Yep.
It's amazing how much that internal script shapes, well, everything. Your view of yourself, what you think you can do.
If it's always negative.
Right? I'm not good enough. It just limits you. It becomes your reality in a way. Sets a ceiling.
Totally. I've caught myself doing it. You face something new, and the first thought is, oh, no way.
We all do. But here's the hopeful part. The research suggests you can consciously change that script.
Like rewrite it.
Yeah. Bring in positive self-talk. I can figure this out. I am capable. It genuinely impacts how you approach things. Your mind is listening, What are you feeding it?
So being really mindful of that inner voice. And didn't the source material offer some specific phrases, affirmations?
It did. Things like, I am confident. I trust in my abilities. I am capable of handling any situation. Simple, but direct.
Okay.
And the idea is to actually use them. Say them to yourself, even right now. Take a breath, repeat one. Notice how it feels.
Even if it feels a bit weird at first.
Especially if it feels weird. That deliberate act starts to push back against those old negative tracks. You can feel a bit forced initially, sure.
Yeah, like you're trying to convince yourself. But I get how repeating it could, over time, start to shift things, nudge your brain.
Exactly. It's retraining. Now, another huge barrier the sources tackle, fear of judgment. That's a big one for almost everyone.
Oh, definitely. That worry, what will they think? It can just freeze you.
It really can. We get so wrapped up in what others might think about our looks, our ideas, our actions. But here's an interesting point from the sources. That fear, it's often way bigger in our heads than in reality.
That feels true. Like people are mostly focused on their own stuff, right? Their own insecurities.
Exactly. Everyone's busy with their own internal world. So worrying constantly about judgment means you're giving away your power.
So letting go of that worry.
Lets you be more authentic. Just you.
And being authentic, just being comfortable being you, that seems really tied to confidence.
It is. Because, as the source material points out, people will always have opinions. Always.
Yeah.
But those opinions don't define you. Real confidence comes from accepting yourself unapologetically.
I like that. Okay, so positive self-talk, letting go of the judgment fear. What's next? The sources mention something maybe less obvious. Body language.
Yes. This is fascinating. There's a real connection, the two-way street, between how we hold ourselves and how we feel.
Like standing taller makes you feel more confident.
It often does. Shoulders back, making eye contact. It can give you an instant little boost, even if you weren't feeling it initially.
Your body influences your mind.
Exactly. And the source suggests a quick experiment, just for 30 seconds. Adopt that confident posture. Stand tall, open your chest a bit, head level. See if you notice a shift in energy.
It's like a physical hack for your mindset.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that projecting that physically also affects how others see you, which then feeds back into how you feel.
Right. People notice that energy, that posture.
They do pick up on those cues. And that positive feedback loop can reinforce your own confidence. Okay, so building on that internal focus, the source then talks about embracing imperfection.
Oh, this is huge. This idea that you have to be perfect before you can be confident.
Such a common trap. And the source is really clear. Perfection is a myth. Chasing it just leads to frustration, feeling like you're never good enough.
It stops you from trying, doesn't it? Fear of not getting it perfectly right.
Totally. But confidence actually grows when you allow yourself to be imperfect, when you see mistakes not as failures, but as, well, learning opportunities.
Like the people we see as confident probably messed up plenty along the way.
Absolutely. The source points out that successful, confident people aren't the ones who never failed. They're the ones who learned from it, who kept going. They built resilience.
So imperfection isn't the enemy of confidence. It's part of the process.
Exactly. See it as fuel for growth, not a reason to doubt yourself. Confidence comes from that resilience, that self-acceptance.
Okay, embracing imperfection. Got it. What's another practical step? The source mentions setting small goals. That feels more manageable.
It really is. Trying to build confidence can feel overwhelming if you aim too high too fast. But the power of small, achievable goals is significant.
Why small goals specifically?
Because each time you achieve one, even a tiny one, you get that little hit of accomplishment. It boosts your self-esteem. And those small wins add up. They build a foundation.
Like creating momentum.
Yeah.
The source mentioned examples like speaking up once in a meeting.
Yeah. Or trying that new thing you've put off, making a decision you've been avoiding. Small, concrete actions. The source actually encourages listeners, pick one small goal for today, something you know you can do, write it down, do it. And then this is key, actually, acknowledge that you did it. Celebrate that small win.
Every little step forward counts. I like that. Okay, something else that affects us is our environment, right? The people around us. The source brought this up too.
Definitely. Who you surround yourself with has a massive impact on your confidence.
How so?
Well, positive, supportive people, they lift you up, they encourage you, believe in you. But negative or toxic people, they can really drag you down, plant seeds of doubt.
Yeah, you can feel the difference after spending time with certain people, can't you? Energized or drained.
Exactly. So the source suggests taking a look at your relationships. Who are you spending most of your time with? Are they genuinely supportive?
And if not,
Maybe think about setting some boundaries. Prioritize spending time with people who make you feel good about yourself. You deserve that supportive environment.
so be intentional about your circle. Seek out inspiring people.
Their positivity can definitely rub off and help your own confidence grow. It really can.
Okay, so we've covered self-talk, imperfection, goals, environment. But what about when you're just plain scared? The source talked about taking action despite the fear.
Yes, this is so important. We often think confidence means not feeling fear. We wait for the fear to go away before we act.
Which might mean waiting forever.
Pretty much. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the courage to move forward, even when you feel scared or unsure.
And doing that builds confidence.
Exactly. Every time you act despite the fear, you're building courage. You're proving to yourself you can handle discomfort. It strengthens that confidence muscle.
So the challenge is, what are you avoiding out of fear?
All right, public speaking, a
Yeah.
new project, stepping outside your comfort zone, whatever it is, the source says, take one small step towards it today.
That first step breaks the inertia.
It does. It shows you that you can face it. And that's incredibly powerful for building confidence.
So act anyway. Don't wait for the fear to vanish. Got it. Now, once we do act, once we achieve things, small or large, the source stressed celebrating wins. We're bad at that sometimes.
We really are. We tend to focus on the next thing, what's not done yet. We gloss over our accomplishments.
But pausing to acknowledge them is important.
Crucial. Take a moment to reflect on what you have achieved. Overcoming challenges, finishing projects, making tough choices. Give yourself credit.
How does celebrating help build confidence?
It reinforces the belief in your own capabilities. It shifts your focus to what you can do, building a more positive internal narrative like, see, I did that. I can handle things.
It's like collecting evidence for your own competence.
Exactly. Building that mental scrapbook, as you said earlier. And finally, the source wraps everything up by framing confidence building as a journey, not a destination you just arrive at.
That feels right. It's not like one day you wake up and you're confident forever. It ebbs and flows.
Precisely. It's an ongoing process. There will be ups and downs. But every step, every challenge overcome, every success celebrated, it all contributes.
So the key takeaways are being real, being resilient, supporting yourself, not chasing perfection.
That's it, exactly. Keep showing up, keep taking those small actions, embrace the imperfections as part of learning, and definitely celebrate your progress.
It's about consistent effort, really.
Yeah. And the source ends with this really empowering idea. You already have what you need inside you to be confident. It's about nurturing that self-trust.
And believing in yourself eventually shines through.
That's the idea. As you cultivate that inner belief, others start to see it too. They recognize the confident person you are becoming, and truly are.
Wow, that's a great perspective. Thanks for walking through all that. It's really useful to break it down into these actionable steps.
My pleasure. It's good to be reminded that confidence isn't about being some kind of superhero.
Right.
It's about being human, accepting yourself, and trusting your journey. Keep going, stay authentic, remember your worth.
Absolutely. And maybe for everyone listening, just think, which one of these steps felt most relevant to you right now?
Good question.
Pick just one small thing you can do, maybe even today, to start nurturing that confidence. We'll be back soon for another deep dive.